materials, I will need a cup of water, 3 cups of sugar, a wooden skewer, wooden stick, glass jar, and lots of patience. Starting from step 1. Got my 1 cup of water, put it in the pan, and put it to its boiling point. Simple as that. But I didn't know how to boil water at first, so we had a problem. So when I finally learned how to boil water, I finally put my 3 cups of sugar in. But as you can see in this video, I made a mistake of pouring all of it in, and that made the sugar dissolve faster and made it all liquidy. So I finally learned to add half a cup at a time, which finally worked. So I was pretty happy about that, and I stir it, and I stir it, and I stir it, only to have my hopes crushed because it was just water. It was sad. Just sad. So after letting my solution boil, I get my stick ready. My wooden stick with the wooden skewer on top. I wet it, as you can clearly see. I bring it over to my nice lovely table filled with a plate of sugar, and I roll it in the sugar. Yep, just casually rolling it like a crazy person. And get it all nice and sugary. Get it all nice and sugary. Had to remove the pin. It was getting in my way. It was an obstacle. It was actually hard to get the sugar on certain parts of the stick. I don't know why. Maybe because I was approaching it wrong, or maybe because I was just a dummy. But yeah, it was really hard. This was like probably the hardest part of the experiment or the lab, simply because you just couldn't get some parts of it sugar. Like, you just, no way possible. And as you can see, look at that nice stick filled with sugar. Yeah, it's nice. And that's what the crystals will be forming around. So unfortunately, my experiment did not work at first. And this is a time lapse of what happened first. And I repeated it 5 times with food coloring. But it did not work. And I don't know why. I just don't know why. But you know what? I kept to Miss Ernest's truths and morals. And I just kept on doing it. And I never gave up. And it actually worked. And you will see it in the next video that it actually worked. Which I was super happy about. And I was jumping for joy. So this was actually just after the experiment happened. This is a time lapse of my working solution. And as you can see, the sugar is actually staying to the middle and staying around the stick. And there's lots of sugar on the bottom. I don't know why. I followed the instructions of not letting the stick touch the ground. But as you can see, it's finally working, and I was happy. You can see crystals right there. Day 2 had a significant change with more clusters of crystals in and around the wooden stick. So day 3, awesome. I was able to get a time lapse for you, Miss Ernest, and there was no real movement. It seemed like everything was just frozen inside the glass jar, and there was nothing moving, which I cannot understand why. But every day, more and more clusters of these, what seemed to look like crystals, would be forming, not on the stick, but around the stick. So I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, but I thought it was pretty cool looking at a cloud of crystals. And as you can see on the top left hand corner, it's some movement there, and which was, I thought, was pretty amazing and shocking to see. Day 4 showed no significant change, as you can clearly see as I spin the bottle. There's no significant change as from day 3. Only thing is, I start noticing some crystals forming on the bottom, as you can see, and I believe I put the stick either too low to the bottom of the jar, or the sugar is just attaching to the jar for some odd reason. But that's what I'm noticing right now, but we'll find out tomorrow since it's day 5 and see what happens. So we gotta wait and see. Look at this palm tree. Nice, right? Okay, anyway, back to the experiment. This is day 5 that I'm about to show you. Day 5, which is the final day. Thank you, Jesus. Take my first try of extracting my straw. It's stuck. It is just completely stuck, and I don't know what to do. So I just take a butter knife and try to wedge it out,
As you can see, this is not working either. So I'm trying to figure out how to... There you go, Freddy. Use that big noggin of yours. There you go. But yeah, there are crystals on the side of this. It's surrounding the stick, which makes it even harder. Plus, it's sticky, and I don't want to get my hands sticky, which is just disgusting. But yes, as you can see, I am attempting to extract my stick or my rock candy, and right now it's not looking too good. And I'm having doubts about the project, as you can see, but you know, it's still stuck. Like, it was stuck in there like cement. It just felt like cement. That's honestly the word I could use. It felt like cement, but I am trying my absolute best to get this dang stick out of there so I can eat my rock candy and get all hyper off of it. And I'm still trying to get it out. Still trying. And there I am, showing you the crystals. As you can see, look at those crystals get stopped right by the knife. This stops the knife in its tracks. There's no way that the knife could penetrate that. I just keep on edging at it, and that's all I could have done. And that's all I ended up doing. Just keep on edging. There you go, Freddy. Keep it going. My hypothesis was correct. The crystals did stick to the bottom of the jar, sadly, and being the powerful woman that my mother is, she could not even wedge the stick out of the jar. It was physically impossible to do, which I don't know why. So then I decided to take a crack at it, wedging and wedging and wedging to attempt to get the stick out. Yeah, I'm not doing a good job at it, but at least I'm trying, Miss Ernest, to get this stick out. But I made the fatal mistake of putting it too close to this bottom of the jar, and I measured it perfectly, well, at least to my knowledge I did, of an inch. And as you can see, I'm pouring it out, and there are other crystals. Disgusting. Ugh, disgusting. But I tried my absolute best to get it out, and it looks pretty cool, actually. I was happy with my results. Here's even more of the mess I left. Yeah, the crystals were at the bottom of the straw or the stick, and I just wedged them out, and that's what happened. And those are the crystals. They started melting right after they were exposed to the elements, I guess you could say that, and they just started melting. But I'm still trying to wedge it out, as you can see, which I'm probably still am doing right now. Ms. Ernest, thank you so much. I had a blast doing this lab. Hopefully we could do more in the future. Thank you.